So, as you can see from the local time there, it is currently the 16th of February at like 4:30 in the morning. After doing Xenosaga Freaks at JanLAN, I'd figured, I'll start Xenosaga Episode II sometime afterwards. I don't know when. And it was at JanLAN that I found out that there was another LAN event going on in a few weeks' time. This one being called A LAN Before Time. And it's first time trying out this event. It's the first time that this event has gone public. So apparently they were just private last year, and this year they were like, oh, let's open it up to the public, but just, kind of within the LAN space. So, it was mentioned at JanLAN that there's another LAN event coming up in a few weeks' time. So came by and figured we'd try it out, and definitely had some fun here. But I've gotten quite sick, and it has not let up in the past 4 days, which is really quite unfortunate. Because, I am not feeling particularly great. I'm feeling a mix of like awake and asleep right now. I don't know. I'll do a little smidge of this, and then I'll get some rest. That's what I'm thinking for the final day starting. Well, today, technically, because it's after midnight. I do have a lot of things currently ongoing on the game schedule right now, so I know that by adding Xenosaga Episode II, that means I might not necessarily be able to commit to it because I have a lot of other things going on. And, in that sense, it might be a smarter thing to just, hold off, not start it until I can actually commit to it. But I was like, it's kind of cool to be able to, showcase LAN venues and stuff like that where I can and what's going on here. I mean, it's the middle of the night, so, kind of have to take a bit of a guess of what this normally looks like at this point. So I'll do this session here at the LAN, and then, maybe focus on seeing through some of my other game projects, and then maybe come back to this when I have a little bit more breathing room, or when I really feel like mixing it up and doing something different. I don't know. Just keep in mind that no strong commitment yet, but, maybe I'll do it on and off, and once other stuff is seen through, then I'll strongly commit. Actually, from what I've heard, apparently this game is one where it very much expects you to really learn the mechanics and devise builds and stuff like that, and Xenosaga 1 was kind of like that to an extent as well. So, if I actually did this game, very on and off over time, that'd actually be really good, giving me a lot of time on my own time to, research how the gameplay works exactly, how to optimize it, what kind of builds to do, stuff like that. As for A LAN Before Time here, been here streaming since, a little bit before 2 p.m. on Friday the 13th. And it's currently, 16th of February at 4:30, and you're gonna see me sniffling and potentially coughing here a little bit. This has definitely been my roughest go of a LAN event, outside of Extra Life events, probably ever, because I was hoping this cold would go away, and it just hasn't. I just kind of feel like crap, but we're pushing through, and it's a cool event, and it's almost done, so I'm doing the last little smidge of some cool stuff. So it's a smaller LAN event than the other ones that I've attended. So, pretty dead right now. Still a couple people doing some minor stuff here and there. Some sim racing stuff over there that's going on. But, it's, the venue's kind of, kind of done for right now. as to be expected at this time of day. So, I just figured maybe if there's, an opportune late night, maybe I'll stream a little bit of Xenosaga Episode 2, and then plus when I'm tired, if it works like Xenosaga 1, I can just kick back and, enjoy watching cutscenes. If there's anyone tuning into this that has not seen Xenosaga 1, I don't know whether you can get into this without knowing the story of that game. I assume you probably can to an extent. This game will probably have some introductory stuff. The first game ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger that I don't know if we're returning right to. But Xenosaga Episode 1 was a ton of build-up, and then it never went anywhere. The entire goal of the game by, all the party members, the thing that brought them all together as a party, because the thing that united them as a common goal, is everyone had to get to Second Miltia, and everyone had their different reasons. Everyone had to get to this planet called Second Miltia. Xenosaga Episode 1 ends with them reaching Second Miltia. So, it's rising action, and right when it's the thing happened that, we've been waiting for this entire time, the game ends, the credits roll. So I don't know what the heck is going to go down with Second Miltia now. And I might need to look at a recap of, Xenosaga Episode 1 myself. But, frickin' space soap opera that predates Xenoblade, essentially. From what I hear, looking into the development story of these games, it sounds like Episode 2 doesn't feel as much like Episode 2 as it does like Episode 1 Part 2. And this game is the shortest of the Xenosaga games, so it wouldn't take me too long anyway. But from what I heard as well with the development story, apparently after Xenosaga 1 was made, they had planned to do like 3 main arcs in Xenosaga Episode 2. They had to scope it down to 1. And then as for those other 2 arcs, one of them was made as a Japan exclusive mobile phone game for like a very specific line of Japanese phones. That's like the backstory of the character Ziggy. And then the last arc was just crammed into Episode 3, and they had to like have Episode 3 go across more stuff. So that does make me a little bit concerned that, how much is actually going to happen during Episode 2? But I've watched the trailers for it a decent few times. I don't understand a word in it. There's no English subtitles in it. Like, this is going to be English voice acting, but like the specific trailers that I saw had no English subtitles or voice acting or anything like that. But even without understanding it, the trailers make this game look sick. I genuinely did not like Xenosaga 1 at the end of the day. I'm open to enjoying the overall experience as I see where the story actually goes, but I had a lot of frustrations with the gameplay and the story just being a rising action, and that's it. It doesn't do anything. And I wasn't a big fan of that. So, seeing that really hyped trailer for Xenosaga Episode 2 that makes this game look like, holy shit, this is going to be a really good game, it has me intrigued. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to hit the circle button with Xenosaga games, not X. I'm going to be sniffling here because both JanLAN and this LAN event see me being sick. Except JanLAN, I got better as it went on. Like, I don't think I was that sickly when I was playing Xenosaga Freaks at JanLAN there. But I've been sickly throughout this event, so I'm just going to kind of hang back. We're going to watch some cutscenes together, and I'm not going to fall asleep partway through. Unlock special features for Xenosaga Episode 2. Check for Xenosaga Episode 1 clear data. Yeah, go ahead, man. Check it out. You'll see that I beat the first game. Episode 1, feature unlocked. Earned swimsuit for Ziggy and Cosmos. If you play Episode 2 after you've beat Episode 1, you get an exclusive bonus feature of swimsuits for 2 of the characters. I mean, they're hot, I do admit, but like, feature unlocked, earn geriatric swimsuit. Oh, and speaking of the way the characters look, this game underwent a major artistic style change compared to the first game. The first game was a lot more anime style. 2 and 3 are a lot more anime mixed with a realistic kind of style. It looks most akin to Xenoblade Chronicles X kind of style there, like the original on the Wii U, where it's like, semi-realistic, but kind of cartoony and some anime aesthetics, but no more, massive eyes covering faces. I kind of like the charm of the original game, and I heard that the change for graphics of this game was a bit controversial. I mean, looking at the models and stuff myself, I kind of like a lot of the changes. I think the characters look pretty good. Like, I think Shion in the first game definitely has her charms, but I think I like the look of Shion in this game better. I think I like the look of Cosmos better in 1, but yeah, we'll see how I'm feeling about this. We'll see what that's like. Oh yeah, subtitles on. Sure. Sure, whatever, I don't know. And setup. Let's watch some cutscenes together. I'll just hang back and relax and take it easy at the end of the night. It's one of the reasons why I want to do this late at night. I'm tired, I want to take it easy, but I kind of want to stream a little bit more. So let's just, chill out and watch some cutscenes together. You'll hear a little bit of chatter in the background, that's A-okay. Is it loud? Looking over at the volume mixer, it might be a little loud.
What you're seeing here is actual footage from the violence that erupted before dawn this morning. These seemingly coordinated Realian attacks were reported throughout Federation territory, prompting government officials to consider this movement an act of terrorism. The response to these Realians has been... There's been a new development. As internal agencies continue to analyze these violent events, a flash action report within the Federation and obtained by this station indicates that only Realian models created within the last 2 years, or those receiving adjustments in the Milshan star system, have been implicated. Although this is not a complete list, we have obtained a partial list of units matching these criteria. This list includes DZ-100-6448, DZ-2000330, DZ-100-1007.
Today was just the beginning of the ensuing violence. These Realian outbreaks are spreading like wildfire. They'll be reading off plenty more model numbers in the media tomorrow. I can assure you.
So, what does that have to do with the operation? I'd like to know why I was chosen for this mission. I'm told that the military has detained all of its Realians. I find it difficult to believe that they don't have any misgivings about us.
Kanan, you're a Realian who's been especially created and configured by Vector itself. I've been given the CEO's personal guarantee that you won't be affected like the others.
Besides, no ordinary pilot could possibly control your craft. That makes you very vital to the operation.
I don't believe you two have been properly introduced yet. This is Chaos. He'll be joining you on board as your navigator.
I appreciate the offer, but you may want to reconsider. A regular human can't ride in that thing.
Right. That's why I'm here. Don't worry.
All right, it's settled then. Good luck to both of you.
As mentioned in the briefing, this is a top-secret mission. All IFF code transmitters will be switched off, and under no circumstances will you receive backup from this vessel. You'll have to manage your descent and return on your own. You can expect heavy resistance from both UTIC enemy craft and Federation military units deployed throughout Milsha. It's gonna be dangerous, so watch yourselves out there.
Don't worry. I'm coming back.
Operator, requesting confirmation. We are to head to point NN441, correct?
Correct. The URTV force is currently deployed at the target location. Your primary objective is to retrieve them. Protecting them should be your first priority.
All of them?
Affirmative. If the situation allows, you will then infiltrate UTIC's mother frame and acquire the Y data, the root of this conflict.
Roger. We'll do what we can.
ES Asher, startup sequence complete. Requesting launch.
Launch request confirmed. Now guiding ES Asher to Deck B.
Defensive shields deployed. Ready when you are.
Roger. Initiating launch procedure. Good luck.
Currently passing through the troposphere. Outer hull temperature returning to normal. Adjusting descent path by 0.22. This should get us closer to our target. Approach warning. Incoming craft detected. They're on an intercept course. There are...
We'll take them all out. Stop counting and take control of the shields. We'll use the shockwave to gain an advantage on them. You've got control of the weapons.
Roger. It looks like they're unmanned. With no G-force limit, they can outmaneuver us. They might pull some crazy moves out there, so be careful.
It just makes them all the more predictable.
There's no end to these guys. And we don't have much ABR energy left either. Let's find some place to set it down. We're empty. All enemies destroyed. It's true. You really are as good as they say.
How are you handling the feedback? You know, a normal person would have probably passed out by now. I don't want you jeopardizing the mission.
I'm fine. It feels like it's had some special tuning, but that just makes it more interesting.
I see. Well, if I get anything unusual from you, I'm cutting the bypass to the navigator immediately. I can operate this thing fine by myself.
Roger. Looks like we're pretty far out from our objective. Plus, I'd say the defensive network we saw on the way down takes out the idea of an airborne approach.
We'll go by ground then. Fortunately, the rubble from the burned-out buildings should provide us enough cover to cross the city unnoticed.
Agreed. We'd better get moving. We don't have much time.
Not much time? Does this have something to do with the URTVs? Those designer children?
Yes. That's right. We need to protect them from the coming crisis. If and when it occurs.
You do realize that's a different story from what I heard in my official briefing.
No doubt. As the Federation Government Special Forces, the URTVs were sent in ahead of the invasion. I'm sure you understand what they represent in the conflict against the UTIC organization.
Right. I understand that they're bioweapons sent in to sever the link between the UTIC's mobile weapons fleet and their source of power, the Zohar.
The higher-ups have complete confidence in the URTVs. They are the military's trump card. Unfortunately, the brass are also blind to the potential dangers of the URTVs.
Fascinating. I hadn't realized the situation was so desperate.
So, several things. For one, old Milsha. For one, they really decided to incorporate that sound effect into their soundtrack. Like, I know that this is a 2004 game, I believe. PlayStation 2. I should have mentioned that before. Second of all, I guess this is clearly taking place in the past and isn't present with our current heroes and all that. And thirdly, if you're wondering why some of the cutscenes look better resolution-wise than others, it's because in the emulator I have it bumped up to display much better resolution, custom textures, stuff like that. But because of how hard the cutscenes go in this game, like Xenosaga 1, a lot of them are pre-rendered. So, you know, it's an actual just video clip that it's playing out, essentially. Because the console wouldn't be able to handle, like, actually, you know, playing it all out in real time without, like, a bunch of black loading screens and stuff like that, back and forth. They really incorporated that sound effect into the... Unbelievable. So yeah, when the resolution gets worse, you know it's a pre-rendered cutscene, and that typically means it's going to go harder. Also, lastly, now that we're actually seeing like the insides of these AGWS mechs, it very much reminds me of the skells from Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I'm sure is absolutely the design decision, where it's like they established this kind of design idea for what the inside of these look like, and they kind of built off of it for their later games like Xenoblade Chronicles X, so it would make sense. Oh, same save point as game 1 then. What is this thing? Oh yeah, I have to hit circle to advance. It's a save point. I'm all sickly. If you touch it and press circle, you can record your current progress and restore your health. Okay. Yep, let's please do that. Memory card slot 1. I did one brief test one to make sure that things were working okay. Yeah, judging by the time on it, yeah, we just sat through a 10-minute cutscene. Over 10-minute cutscene. But yeah, like the first game, I imagine the cutscenes of this game go pretty hard. It doesn't feel cutscene-wise like the kind of game you'd see on the PlayStation 2. That wrecked truck is blocking our way. You'll automatically lock on to anything destructible when you get close to it. Or square to destroy it. How you destroy things is up to you. Well. Wow, I'm so dang destructive. But yeah, it was something like this that we played at the end of Xenosaga Freaks. When I was playing that spin-off game, Xenosaga Freaks, one of the things it included was a demo for Xenosaga Episode II. And I kind of played this segment a bit there, during JanLAN. There are a lot of obstacles. Is it possible to shoot at multiple targets? When there are multiple targets, press the L1 button or R1 button to switch between them. I'll let you handle the targeting. I see. Ah. Kinda wish I could just not be sick. Hey, that's one of the perks of joining this late at night, is I'm just kind of taking it easy. You don't have to think too hard. Just kind of chillaxing. Let's enjoy the intro of this game, at this event at least. Is this power shield? I don't know what that does for me, but hey, we'll take it, I guess. Also, using one of these mechs, eggs as they're abbreviated to within Xenosaga, out in the field, is cool rather than being combat exclusive. Also, hopefully they're actually more useful in combat in this game, because they were
Tell me,
a bit lackluster in the first game, I felt like.
Expecting to happen here?
Well, the problem is that the URTVs aren't merely machines. They're real people, with their consciousness intact. The system that currently controls the Zohar was actually designed to be used for the UMN transport system. However...
Yes.
Well, they experimented with the transport of living beings numerous times, but every attempt ended in failure.
According to the records, 99.76% of them were killed instantly.
However, it seems that on very rare occasions, there were survivors. They didn't exist as people anymore, though. They were just things, never able to recover their consciousness, the very element that made them human.
Mental breakdown.
Lieutenant General Helmer concluded that if contact with the system led to the destruction of the human mind, then even the URTVs created as the system's antithesis might be affected. Therefore, if the URTVs were to suffer a mental breakdown, then likely the Zohar, a source of infinite energy, would spiral out of control. That would be devastating.
And yet, the General Staff decision wasn't overturned. I suppose that's where we come in.
I suppose so. Enemy AMWS. Ah. So it's not anti-gnosis, it's anti-something, I don't know. Come in contact with an enemy to initiate combat. Let's go. And I presume generally works the same as Xenosaga 1-ish. Also, I wonder why the HD textures didn't quite cover the subtitle text. I guess maybe that's something that's not included there. But the subtitle text looked really high quality in the pre-rendered cutscenes. So, I'm confused about that, but oh well. Alright, explain the controls during battle. I'm not going to repeat myself, so pay attention. Movement order. Fastest craft will move first. The order is displayed using icons on the bottom right corner of the screen. There are 3 enemy icons: mechanical, biological, gnosis. Basic attack. Press square or triangle to attack immediately. The icons on the bottom left of the screen display the attack information. If you're unable to use an attack, the selection will be grayed out. Select the target with the directional buttons, the enemy can have its front or back to you. If you attack an enemy in the back, your aim will be 100% and the critical rate will increase by 50%. Of course, when the enemy is facing away, it is to your advantage, but the opposite is true if you are facing away from the enemy. Understand how it works so far, and take care of the enemies in front of us. Okay, so square. Poke. You're gonna come poke me. You didn't die to that? Pew pew. Got a critical. Cutting in the movement order is called boosting. Press the R1 button to display characters who are able to boost. Also, apparently, who they got working on the music for Xenosaga Episode 2 and 3 is different than who they got working on the music of Xenosaga 1. And even from what I've heard across the soundtrack, 2 and 3 is a whole lot better than the soundtrack of 1, in my opinion. Pressing the R1 button and the corresponding square, triangle, or circle will allow you to boost. Try boosting now. Yes, I have a... Yeah, so it just gives me a boost for free. Here we go. R1 button. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out how boost properly worked in Xenosaga 1. But eventually I got it figured out. Press square to open the commands menu. I'll bring it up now. Stock. This will charge the craft's energy by 100. You can check the current charge value by looking at the EC meter. Basic attacks will charge the EC meter by 25. Special. This will open the special attacks menu. Special attacks require EC energy. Changing the co-pilot will change the available special attacks. So you can change the co-pilot. So this is going to be like an actual big, important mechanic. These skills, I may as well call them, in this game. Huh. Charge EC to 200. I can do Shot Buster and Ice Storm. Values 100 and 200 next to the special attacks indicate the amount of energy needed to execute them. Event slot. The event slot during the current turn is displayed. My god. So it works like Xenosaga 1. There are several different types of event slots which change with each turn. So it goes critical to boost to skill. Don't know what skill would be. To random back to critical. Event slots have the following effects. Critical increases chance of a critical hit by 50%. Boost increases the rate at which the boost gauge rises. Skill increases skill points earned from enemies. Oh yeah, that was a thing in Xenosaga 1. So like if you're grinding against like random dudes, you want to end the battle on that because then it gives you bonus points and stuff. There are 3 random event slots and 1 non-event. Ether. Okay, so instead of it being a nothing, it's a random across a bunch of things. That's better than Xenosaga 1. Increases ether damage and healing by 50%. Okay. Target loses its turn if damaged by an attack. Oh. Target's boost gauge increases if attacked. Huh. Only enemies in character battles give skill points, so don't worry about skill points in this battle. Yeah, so it doesn't matter for the skills. That's what you're telling me. But for now, the rest you'll have to figure out for yourself. Okay. I think I can do that-ish. I had to do a bunch of research with Xenosaga 1 about how the heck it played. But I have the fundamentals from that game down already, so I'm sure it'll be okay. You know, I've been playing a decent bit of Pokemon Coliseum. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness during this event. It definitely gives me vibes of that. I mean, they released right around the same time. Similar console generations. Might have a similar aesthetic. Just thinking that menu felt very Pokemon Coliseum /XD. After a battle is over, enemies will be unable to detect us for a little while. So during that time, we won't get into another battle, even if we come in contact with an enemy. Yep. Yep, that's how it tends to go. Destroy all the things. Kind of have for fun at this point. And I just like... That's a trap. There's various effects on enemies within its range. Destroy to set it off. The color of the trap indicates the effect. Traps with different colors have different effects. Okay. Do that. Okay, I was like, can I just avoid you? Because there's no way EXP matters here if this is like the past and not my actual party, you know? Oh well. Yeah, I did honestly start this out feeling like, hey, I'm awake enough to do at least like the intro bit of Xenosaga Episode 2. Like, I felt decently awake at the time there. The drowsiness is very, very rapidly approaching in here, and I don't know if I have it in me. Is what I'm now feeling. Yeah, maybe I gotta stop being so crazy at these LAN events that I go to, especially while I'm literally sick. Oop. No, I can't fit around here. At least that one other mech didn't come over to try to fight me or anything. Here, spare. That seems to work. My little test file that I did when I was doing range attacks, it wouldn't one-shot, but the physical attack would. So I'm gonna stick with the physical attack rather than the ranged one. Because the ranged one does look kind of cool. Yeah, if I need to do like a BRB break, like conk out and resume them up again, I can do that. That is an option at my disposal.
What is it? A pillar of light? And that sound. It's more than that. Music.
It's the Song of Nephilim.
You know what it is?
I can't believe it. Even Utic has to be aware of the danger of the song. What could possibly make them? No! If this keeps up...
It looks like they think we're the enemy. Any ideas?
Yeah, send an emergency IFF signal to let them know we're on their side. We can't let anything stop us. We have to reach our objective.
They should be receiving our IFF signal.
Wait. Something's wrong.
What is this? What the? What's going on with them?
This is... It can't be. Wait. Kanan, no. Don't listen to it. Close your mind.
Is he with us?
I don't know. But he's broadcasting an IFF.
Attention, unidentified craft. I've received your IFF signal. The other crafts have been tainted, but you seem unaffected. Are you an ally?
Well, it looks like this one's still sane. What do you think?
Getting out of here is our first priority right now. I think we should stick together.
Agreed.
Confirmed. IFF signal accepted. Stand by. I will now eliminate the affected Federation units.
impressive. I guess that pilot is just as effective on foot as he is in his craft.
Truly amazing. Thanks for the assist. And you're?
I am Captain Jin Uzuki. You don't look like you're with the regular forces. Well, whoever you are, if you're still operational, I advise you to leave. This place affects people. Some stop being people altogether.
They stop being people?
Unfortunately, we can't leave. Not until we've completed our mission.
Your mission?
Forgive us, Captain. I am Chaos, and this is Kanan. I suspect that you're part of the landing operation, aren't you? Do you know where the URTV force is now? If so...
URTVs? Ah, the special units, said to possess an anti-Udu retrovirus.
Our mission is to protect them. Please, if you know where they are, tell us.
Well, this is quite a coincidence. Although it's more than that. Fate, perhaps. In any case, I will take you.
Okay, so now we're on the ground. Chaos Jin, no Kanan? Or anything like that? Yeah, so apparently Jin was supposed to be a character in Xenosaga Episode 1, but with how much they scoped down, that didn't end up being the case. Jin Uzuki, Shion's brother, I believe. Yeah, go ahead and save here. Yeah. So you've kind of gotten things properly started. I would like to go through and at least do like the intro segment here, but it is, look, I can show you the time. It is 5:04 in the morning. And I thought that I could, like, do the intro segment and then get some sleep. And, like, I mean, anyone that saw my Xenosaga Freaks stuff at JanLAN knows that I was really pushing my sleep there, too. How late was it when I did that? Did it go up until, like, 5 a.m.? And now we're doing a little bit of a repeat history. So there's still a decent bit of time before the end of this event. This event ends at 6 p.m. So, you know, 13 hours from now, essentially, is how much longer the event is going on. And, yeah, I'm surprised that there's, like, a decent number of people that are still up and about. I think just kind of figuring out how to wrap stuff up for the night and all that, I think is what's going on here. But, yeah, I am still not feeling particularly great. And so, there's plenty of time left. I'll do like a smidge of this. My main start to finish game that I've been doing during this event is Pokken Tournament, so sometime after I'm up, I'll do Pokken Tournament as well. So, try to finish off the introduction of this, finish Pokken Tournament. I guess those are the two things that are left on my little to-do list of things that I would like to do at A LAN Before Time here. But to do that, I need to get a little bit of rest. I need a refuel, especially when I'm feeling the way that I am. So I might even just pause this here, and then maybe when I'm up, maybe we just resume. Or maybe when I'm up, I finish Pokken Tournament, and then I resume this. I don't know. Options. There are choices. If you want a little bit of a preview about what the heck we've been doing during this event, because it was kind of last-second plans after JanLAN, I didn't really come into this with like super strong plans of like things that I wanted to start to finish. On my start-to-finish game at JanLAN was Metal Gear Rising, so here I was like, oh, let's do the DLC for it. Pokken Tournament, I'm going start to finish because I'm trying to like do a bunch of fighting game stuff this year in preparation for potentially doing a multi-fighting game tournament at Frag this summer. Mario Tennis Fever just came out the day before like this event started, so I was like, oh yeah, let's do that one. So I ended up doing that one. I ended up doing some crazy late night tennis the other night there. Play a decent amount of fighting games. My current main ongoing playthroughs are Final Fantasy VII Remake and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, so I did a significant portion of both of those. I made very little progress in Assassin's Creed Valhalla because this DLC is so stupidly balanced, and I need to drastically rethink how I'm going to be tackling it. And I was like, yeah, if there's time, maybe we'll start Xenosaga 2. Because most of this is done, it's basically just do like the last handful of battles of Pokken Tournament, which will probably take me less than an hour. I was like, you know what? Late tonight, let's do this. But I think I do want to get a little bit of sleep. So what I'll do, maybe I'll get up and get right back to it. Plus, you know, the lighting here is a perfect time for getting a little bit of rest. Got a little bit of atmosphericness with the lights up there, but you know, it's dark and I can get some rest. Most people at this event seem like they go home and sleep at home and then come back to the event, you know, whenever they're ready to come back to the event. Yeah. So I think we're gonna get a little bit of rest here. I don't know how much rest I'm gonna get. I'm sure I'm gonna sleep in this event a little bit, but I'll try to get a little bit of rest and then pick this up again soon.